Okay guys, so I'm back to do more fractions that are greater than 1/2 or less than 1/2. And in the first video, I used denominators that were even, right? I used 6 and I used 24 and I think 10,000. Those are all even numbers. So I just want to talk a little bit about how to find fractions when the denominator is odd. So that means that we have to think about finding 1/2 of an odd number. So let's take the number 5. Okay, a lot of you know that 5, the half of 5 is 2 1/2. So how do we know that? Well, if we look at kind of like a number line, right? Half of 4 is 2 and half of 6 is 3. So what 5 is right in the middle of 4 and 6. So what's right in the middle of 2 and 3? That is 2 1/2. Okay, so if you need some practice finding half of an odd number, then pause the video now and practice that, like practice finding half of 7, half of 9, all the odd numbers like up to 19. And so pause your video now and do that if you need some practice with that. Otherwise, I'm going to move right in to talking about fractions that are greater than 1/2 if they have an odd denominator. So in the example I just used, half of 5 is 2 1/2. So any number bigger than 2 1/2, and we're talking whole numbers now, will make the whole fraction greater than 1/2. So we could put 3 here because 3 is bigger than 2 1/2. We could put 4 here, and we could continue on, okay? Using 5 as a denominator. We could put 5/5, 6/5, etc. But let's talk about using the denominator of 7. So half of 7 is 3 1/2. So any number, any whole number bigger than 3 1/2 will make this whole fraction greater than 1/2. So we could put 4 here because 4 is bigger than half of 7, which is 3 1/2. We could put 5 here, we could put 6 here, etc., etc. We could use, let's use a bigger denominator, 25. Okay, so half of 25 is 12 1/2. So any whole number in the numerator that's bigger than 12 1/2 makes the whole fraction bigger than 1/2. So we could put 13 here. We could keep going. I'll choose 22. Okay. So anytime your numerator is greater than half of the denominator, the whole fraction is greater than 1/2, and that's true even when your denominators are odd. Okay, so why don't you pause this video now and go ahead and write out 3 or 4 fractions that are greater than 1/2 with a denominator that is odd. You can use any odd number you want, okay? And then come on back when you're done. All right, so now we're going to talk about fractions that are less than 1/2, okay, using odd denominators. So let's go ahead and use 5 again. We said that half of 5 is 2 1/2. So any whole number in the numerator less than 2 1/2 will make the fraction less than 1/2. So we can put 2 here. So 2/5 is less than 1/2. We can put 1 here. 1/5 is less than 1/2. Okay. We'll go ahead and use 7 again like we did up here. Half of 7 is 3 1/2. So any whole number in the numerator that's smaller than 3 1/2 will make the whole fraction smaller than 1/2. So we can put 3 here, 2, 1. We'll do the same thing using 25 again. 12 1/2 is half of 25. So any numbers less than 12 1/2 make the whole fraction less than 1/2. So this is 12. We could go 11, 10, 9, 8, all the way down to 1. I'll go ahead and use 3 there. So 3/25 is less than 1/2. So take a minute now and pause the video and write out 3 or 4 of your own fractions that are less than 1/2, and make sure that they have odd denominators, okay? Then come on back when you're done, and I am looking right now for page number in your workbook. Now it's not going to go in order, okay? So we stopped, I think, on page 222. That was the last assignment that I had on Google Classroom. And now I'm looking for the page. I know it's in here, but they do this so out of order that I don't like it too much. Here, I'm just going to pause you guys for a sec. Oh no, I can't pause. I'd have to stop it. Okay, again, I'll go ahead and post it on Google Classroom so that you can compare fractions that are greater than or less than 1/2. And I'll probably, let's see, I won't probably have you do all of the numbers on the workbook page, so I'll make that really clear on Google Classroom, okay? All right, see you guys later. Bye.